Alright, today we're going to do something interesting.
Connecting.
We're going to do the bread and butter of EVE Online, which is sitting in station theory crafting fits you'll never use. But this is actually a fit we're going to shoot for. Four skills. Let's see what we got. Frigate energy grid upgrades, frigate and missile. Oh, cool. I got missile launchers, so I can shoot missiles now, which is perfect. The bread and butter of Eve, sitting in station, theory crafting ships. Ship spinning, as we call it. So Alt F brings up your fitting window. We're going to go to hulls and fits, search up Kestrel, which is the Caldari missile ship. Ooh, there's already two ships. I guess they're Corp. Thinkers receive missile workers player group. Cool. And community fittings. Well, we're gonna make our own. Something a little bog standard, maybe super cheap just to start out with. We'll go to hardware, and that's where we can start looking for stuff. We're gonna actually make a PvP fit because we can actually PvE with it. And I think I'm gonna make it super cheap. So rocket, just to start, see if it works, with just Tech 1 stuff. Down here we got the price of the hull. Wow, $500,000. Prices have gone up since I played last. And every time we add something, it'll add the estimated price. That's pretty standard. Rocket launchers, well, for PvE, it might be light missile launchers, but rocket launchers are the high damage, short range missiles for small ships. Next, we need some tank, so we can actually fit a medium shield extender. Up here, it'll show us that we can't use certain things. That'll be most of our tank. Our resists, well, here we go, defenses. Without the shield extender, we've only got 550 shield HP, which is still our highest, so we can pretty much assume this is a shield ship. With it on, 1,430, so almost 1,000 HP, which is huge. Shields are shield extenders, purgers, stuff like that help your overall recharge. Shields automatically recharge as you are fighting. So their peak recharge rate is around 33%. I can't remember what it is. It's like 25, 30, something like that. So you get pretty low and you get pretty high recharge. But you want to stay at that recharge rate for as long as possible, and it does get kind of scary. Sorry, cat's bothering me. Now, these are your resistances. We get 0% EM resistance, which means like lasers will do mostly, or I should say, EM rockets will do full damage to our shields, where thermal rockets will do 80% damage to our shields, and so on. We're going to bring those up a little bit now by equipping a damage control 1. Now you see it didn't add a lot, but it adds a lot to our hull HP, or not our hull HP, but our hull resistances. We go from 33% to 54%, which is huge. It gives us more buffer. We're going to last longer when we go into hull. Now to up the damage, well, let's see what our rocket damage is. Charges, rockets. We'll go with Scourge. That's pretty standard for Caldari. So we do 31.6 DPS, which is abysmal even for a frigate, but we'll get better with skills. So what is it for its ballistic control? Another low slot item, and we have a low slot. So we go from 31 to 36.8. which is a pretty substantial increase. It's a percentage increase. Here, show info. A computer system designed for monitoring guided missiles in flight, thus allowing for superior effectiveness and lethality. Attributes. It gives us 8% rate of fire bonus and a 7% damage bonus. What can we not use yet? Oh, we can't. We can't use rockets yet. Sorry, I'm very sniffly today. Alright, and more shields. So we'll go with, what are they called now? What are they called now? I'm going to have to do a regular search. We're going to fit these rig slots. Rigs, once they're removed, they're destroyed. So just be aware of that. You can't just like change fittings on the fly back and forth if you're going to have rigs. So do something that you want to be permanent with your ship. Alright, we're going to go to rigs. Shield rigs, small core defense field extender. Okay, so they did extender, the word extender, because that's what it does now. So we go from 1430 with 0 rigs, and we're gonna put on 3 extenders. Yeah, 2,174. That's huge. Now we could see how we have 9 HP per second. From 6, which is 6, which is pretty big. We could do purgers and bring that up even more, but we won't get the HP. Yeah, we'll get 11 HP per second. But extenders are more useful for PvP because you'll just have more HP to play with. Your recharge won't, 9 HP per second really isn't, or 9 or 12 isn't going to be a huge difference in combat that lasts less than a minute. Alright, now we get on to some of the we'll go with the PvP PvE module next, which is propulsion. For Kestrels, even in faction warfare, I prefer micro warp drives, which are faster than afterburners. And the frigate size micro warp drives are 5 MN. We'll do a 1. As you can see, we are over on power grid, but we'll work on that later. I just want to get the standard stuff on. Micro warp drives can be shut off by Scramblers, which is the short range modules that keep you from going into warp. So Scramblers will shut off your micro warp drive, and then you'll be back down to being slow. Let's go navigation. So our max speed, if we're scrammed, is 373.8 meters per second. If we're not scrammed, 2,111. Just absolutely night and day speed. And I really like that because you can get into rocket range faster. Where an afterburner, which is a 1 MN module, takes us from 2,111 to 773. So still fast, but nowhere near as fast. So that's useful for PvP and PvE. Overheating modules will give you, like, say if you overheat your rockets, will give you a lot more DPS. Wait, let's just go to activate. If we're going to do all 4. Overheating causes damage to the modules, so use it sparingly. You can use it in PvE, but most people just don't. But I learned about overheating after a long time in my PvE career, and after learning about it, I've actually saved a lot of PvE ships from going belly up, because I managed to push that much more damage, or managed to get that much further away with my overheated afterburner or whatever. Next, let's get on to the PvP modules, which you want pretty much 2 things. Well, what's necessary for PvP is making sure that they can't get away. Hold on. So you're going to want a Warp Disruptor or Warp Scrambler. Warp Disruptor is long range. So I don't want heavy. And Warp Scrambler is short range. But Warp Disruptors will not shut off micro warp drives. A Warp Disruptor 1 has a range of 20 kilometers and Warp Scramble strength of 1. I'll talk about that here in a second. While Scramblers, oh, that's a heavy. That's for battleships and bigger. Warp Scrambler 1 only has a range of 7,500 meters, but it has a scramble strength of 2. There are low slot items and some ships that will increase your warp drive strength. So if you have one of those, the Warp Disruptor will not work. You have to have 2 of those for the Warp Scrambler to not work. But if you have both on, you would need 3 of them for it to not work, and etc. Because you'll have a total of 3 Warp Scramble strength. For this, we're going short range because our rockets are pretty short range, only 5,850, which is really short range for Kestrel because we don't have skills. Next, what I want to do is slow them down while we have them what we call tackled by the Warp Scrambler. So we're going to need a web. And now you can see we're over on CPU as well. But webs reduces target ship's velocity by 50%. Tech 2 will do. All the Tech 2 and variants will have different stats. Tech 1 is your basic, cheap. Like this whole ship costs 1.4 mil. But they're your basic cheap. You can make them along with Tech 2s. But Tech 2s require more and better materials to make and more skills. And they're just, if you're going to go industry, then learn how to do Tech 2 stuff. I'm not really an industrialist, so I can't get into details about it. But Tech 1 is your basic. Like, let's take a look at Warp Scramblers. So what we have is what we call meta things, and they all have different attributes. Like scoped is going to have more range, 8,250, while let's turn everything off that uses capacitor, which is our micro warp drive. And then enduring here, if we're using a Tech 1, we recharge at 5.8 gigajoules a second. If we use enduring, 6.4 gigajoules per second. So enduring and what's the other one? Not compact. Is there a different one? I guess not. Oh, I'm thinking of micro warp drives. But yeah, enduring is less capacitor need, and scoped is longer range, and compact is probably what we're going to use, which uses less CPU. Let's put that web back on, and let's make that a compact web. So we have plenty of CPU. No, we don't. But we're using less CPU. Cats are fighting. I hope you can hear that. So let's make all these. Oh wow, what I put on heavy. Whoops. I always do that. So compact warp scrambler. Okay, now we have CPU. We have pretty short range on our warp scram, which is fine. We have pretty short range on our rockets. 10-kilometer range on our webs. Webs metas until you get into faction modules, which I'll get into later when I'm talking more advanced fittings. Their range will remain the same, but the velocity difference will go down. Tech 2 is usually the best of all worlds, except for maybe Cap. do we get our power grid down? We could use, let's see. Yeah, we could use a compact shield extender. We're still only at 1.4 mil ISK. If I remember correctly, compact shield extenders are, what are they called? FS9. No? Oh, F-TAC S9. Okay. Are expensive. Yeah, they're pretty expensive. So instead of being 1.4 mil ISK with a Tech 1, we will be 4.9 mil ISK with a compact, and that still won't get us all of our power grid needs. So let's see if we can do it with a micro warp drive swap. Compact 5.2. It's only 1.6 mil ISK because micro warp drives and afterburners are usually pretty cheap. Compact web is mostly for CPU, same thing with Scram. So your micro warp drive and your shield extender for power grid, and we are over by almost 10%. So we can't even put a fitting implant in for that. Maybe we'll go with compact rocket launchers. I think there are compact rocket, except I don't know which one those are. Let's take a look though. We can go in information, variations, and it'll show us all the variations of a rocket launcher, including Tech 2, Storyline, and Faction. But right now I'm just worried about Tech 1 because we don't have the skills to fly Tech 2 and we don't have the money to fly Faction. So we'll go to compare. Wow, that's really helpful window size. We can compare things such as reload time, mass, all the fun stuff. Right now it's showing us how much ISK each of them, the estimated ISK each of them costs. Estimated is fairly close, but right now we're gonna group them by meta group, so we see all the Tech 1s, and then we don't care about anything else. So I'm gonna select, shift all the way down, and right click, remove. So we're only looking at Tech 1 rocket launchers. Wow, Malkuth and Limos are pretty cheap. Arbalest is considered the best Tech 1. That's probably why it's so expensive. So we care about power grid usage. Unfortunately, they all use 4 megawatts. Let's see if any of them use less CPU. Yeah, so we can group by CPU and see that Malkuth uses the least. Rocket Launcher 1 actually uses the most. And it costs more than Malkuth. So let's put on Malkuth. I'm going to open the radial menu, unfit, Malkuth, and our price has gone down, and our CPU has gone down. So we can maybe make a longer range warp scrambler because we have extra CPU. So show info. Sorry, this is taking forever, but this is like 90% of the game for most people. Compare, meta group, don't care about anything below Tech 1, we can't use it, remove. So the enduring, which will give us more CPU, which is good because we are not cap stable. This shows that we are negative 1.1 gigajoules. Here, let's show cap usage. Where is it? That probably missed it. Activation cost. You see the enduring only uses 2, while Warp Scrambler 1 uses a whopping 5. So let's put an enduring on. Well, it will unfit. Enduring. Now we're only at negative 0.5 gigajoules. We're using a little bit more CPU. We'll worry about power grid here in a minute. And then we can do the same thing with web. Show info, Compare. There's only three Tech 1 webs. Made a group. It should default to whatever you have it set to, but it doesn't. Don't care about any of this. Remove. Activation costs, we're going to see that it's enduring again, is the lowest. See, we go from 5 gigajoules down to 2 gigajoules. So we can take this web off, unfit, and see how we're stable without the web running. We'll just put the enduring on. We have 52 minutes of cap stability with everything running, which is plenty. So we'll close that. No, we won't. Yeah, we'll close it because we're just going to open it again. Let's see how close we can get on power grid. I'm willing to spend a little bit of money on a decent shield extender because we're going to go from 2,174 to 2,342 shield HP. Now, if we offline this, we're going to go down to 2,000, but that's fine. Wow, that's plenty for PvE. Yeah, I just gave you the abridged version. If you know, like restrained, actually, here, let me go over that. Shield extenders increase your sig radius, which in short terms just means you take more damage. You're just bigger, so rockets and missiles can hit you harder because of what's called explosion radius. Not gonna go into too much detail about that because that's just a lot for a basic fitting. And we don't really care. We care about HP. So we got the shield extender. We still need 3.4% power grid. We're still 6% over. Let's see if we can fix that with the rig. Rigs. Don't care about rocket launchers anymore. We'll remove that rig. That'll be under engineering, small, and then is it ancillary current router? Yes. That brings up your power grid, and most rigs have a positive and a negative attribute about them. So, like for example, the core defense field extenders will give you 15% shield capacity bonus. So whatever your shields are, 15% more. Absolutely huge bonus, especially if you are stacking a lot of them. We'll go to so it says drawback is 10%. You can actually get skills that reduce that drawback, but we'll get into that later. Description: the drawbacks of fitting this rig may be reduced by training the shield rigging skill. The ship modification is designed to increase shield capacity at the expense of increased signature radius. Most shield rigs and modules will increase your signature radius, so just be aware of that in the future, and then yeah, there's skills to reduce that. Alright, so we have a ship fit that actually fits right now, and we can buy it for about 5.5 mil ISK. So let's go do that. I think I have the money for that. Yeah, I've got 6 mil. Hopefully nothing at Jita's more expensive than the estimated price. Otherwise, we're going to be a little tight. I could stick with the Kestrel for a little, not the Kestrel, the Merlin for a little while longer, but I really want to get into one of my favorite ships in the game. What we're going to do is close out this, and later on we'll upgrade certain stuff. We'll get better power grid and CPU for our ship, and we'll upgrade things like the damage control and the ballistic control. Do more, take less damage, do more damage, things of that nature. Reduce ship velocity by a little bit more. I think we can get 60% with Tech 2, which going from 50 to 55 is huge. Going from 55 to 60 is actually pretty big too. Oh, let's see how much damage we do with Malkuth now. Charges, boom, Scourge. 38.7. So, respectable. We'll be able to kill level 1 frigates and drones pretty easily. We are not PvPing in this thing until we can do over 100 DPS. That's pretty much my minimum. Unless I'm playing some sort of like weird off meta fit that usually has like a newt. We'll get into that later. So, oh wait, I don't have the skills for this. Rockets 1. Let's see if there's any Rockets 1 on the market. Wait, I can just go here, click on Rockets 1, view market details. The 30,000 looks like that's pretty standard, sold by NPCs because there's a decent amount of orders. So we're going to buy this from the station. And then we're going to close that, close that. I'm going to leave the fitting window open for a second because I need to save that fitting. Go into item hanger and run down to rockets. Train now to level 1. Okay. That's going to take a few minutes. What are we at? 16 minutes. Okay, that's fine. We got plenty of time to go get and fit our Kestrel. Now, the place to go is Jita, and I hated Jita for just because I'm a old fart, and I just hate things that are cool. So, okay, we're going to go down here to save as. We're going to save it as L1. So whenever we type L1 into hulls and fits search term, it'll come up with this. I usually save my PvE ships as the level of missions that they're designed to do, or the activity they're designed to do. Like, I'll eventually get a Harpy fit that I will save as Clone Soldier. That's something we'll get into later as well. So, we're going to save as L1. Now I go to hulls and fits. Let's collapse everything. I guess the green denotes that we have a fit. So, we go L1. Maybe it's got to be capital. What do you mean nothing found? Oh, I've got community fittings selected. So let's see if it does it with, yeah, lowercase. The case doesn't matter. Then we go to L1. It says we cannot, we do not have the skills for this fitting. That's fine. We will soon. Oh, it automatically put our rockets into, so we see into our cargo hold. So we see it's a total of 160 rockets per reload. So let's actually update this fit. We'll go ahead and delete fitting and put more rockets in. We'll shift click and put it into the cargo hold. We can fit a total of 3,200 to start with. Let's go with 5,000. Whoops, number lock. That's plenty. 25 meters cubed out of 160 meters cubed. Down here is how many drones you can fit. We can't fit any drones on this. We're still only at 5.5 mil ISK because Scourge rockets are dirt cheap. They're 7 ISK a pop. As you can see, like the Kestrel itself. Oh wow, that ancillary current router's half a mil as well. It's worth more than the frigate itself. And that compact shield extender is used a lot in PvP. And unless they change things recently, they only drop off NPCs, so you gotta get lucky with that. But everything else is pretty cheap because they drop a lot, or they're like all the tech one, like that damage control one, the rocket launcher one. They can be made. Same thing with Scourge rockets, which eventually we'll just make our own. Now I'm just getting Scourge for now because they'll just do enough damage to just about anything. Alright, let's save as. L1. Save. And now when we go to fit, it will also include all the rockets in the cargo hold. We can exit this now and come back to it whenever we need to. Should I take the Merlin or should I leave the Merlin here? I should probably figure out where I want to mission. Let's do that next. Lots of boring stuff. I haven't used the agency much, but that's apparently how you find which hubs you want to set up shop. We're going to go to Agents and Missions and Agent Finder, Storyline Agents. Oh, yeah, we'll get into that later. We might even do an Epic Arc later. But Agent Finder, we are looking for Agent Type, Security. That's your combat agents. Agent level, we can do highest available, I guess, because we can only do like level 1s. I wonder what that means. Oh, he's a storyline agent, so we'll get into that later. Location A, distance, let's see. We can sort by distance, right? Or is it automatically sorted by distance? I don't know. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Oh, no, that's agent level. Yeah, so 1 jump, 6 jumps. Wow, that's a lot. I guess it shows high sec and low sec. But let's do within 5 jumps. Then those are all high sec. Any security, we want high sec for now. I don't want to be PvPing yet. And then any faction. Let's get our Caldari State wrap up first. And any corp, it doesn't really matter. If we want to get into L5s later, we'll want to do specific corporations. Let's do, I guess, Caldari Navy. Because they have L5s. I've never done an L5. I've been playing for like 8 years on and off on my main. Never done an L5. What else? I know that there's Space Lane Patrol in Sankasin, which also has an L4. Wait, oh, that's a good point. If you're going to have like a hub and you're going to be moving up from L1s to L2s to L3s to L4s, it's nice to have those all the same corporation and all in the same system. So we are going to go to Sankasin because I know that one. So Space Lane Patrol. We can go. Ooh, that's right. Sadibon has some too, and it's a low security. It's a low security for high security. 0.5 is the lowest you can get in high sec, which means it'll have the best payouts, but it's right beside low security, so there's a chance it sends us into low sec. So it's not within. What do we have within 5 jumps? Let's go within 10 jumps. Nice con of Sankasin. I usually do her, but we get several options in Sank, so if we want to, yeah, there's several options. We want to skip certain missions. We, like, say Viking gives us a mission to go hunt Galente, and we don't want her to Galente rep. We can decline and try her again. And then if we want to decline again, we will lose reputation with that faction and with her and everybody involved. So we can just delay that for 4 hours so we can try decline again and not lose our reputation. And we can go to Iodin and ask her for a mission, and hopefully we get a better mission. So yeah, we're going to click on Viking, set destination. Cool. That's only 6 jumps away. I am going to take my Merlin out there. Should I take my Merlin out there? It's not really going to make a difference. I'll leave my Merlin and Jita. We can fit it up properly later. So next, we're going to exit this. That's where we're going eventually. But first, we're going to go to Jita, and we'll go to show info on Jita. There's also stations here, but let's see, stations. I think it's Jita 4 Caldari Navy Assembly Plant. Add waypoint. Now this adds us to after we get to Sank, but we can go to Jita first by clicking on route, clicking on the A. Maybe optimize will change it. Yeah, optimize will change it. But we can also go to manage route and click and drag to change our whatever. I'm going to leave my Merlin in Jita so we can fit it later. Alright, after all that BSing around, we only have 6 minutes left on our rocket skill, which is huge. Do I want... I'll take some stuff to Jita. Might as well. Oh, wait. I could take my Cormorant to Jita. Or can I fly it yet? Show info. Requirements. I do not have it trained. We can come back for it later. It's not far away. Alright, let's take some stuff. Let's see if it fits. 115 cubic meters. How much do I have left? Oh, I can fit pretty much everything. Cool. We're going to select all. Boom. That way we can sell some stuff if we need to. Let's undock and head to the trade hub. I hope my audio is working, otherwise me explaining every little thing that's going on is not useful. And we're going to lag out on the undock, which is not good if we're going to be in low sec. Yeah, we were in space for a while because we were away from the undock. That means we were vulnerable for a while. Let's jump through Stargate.
Warp drive active.
Still sniffling. Oh, cool, warp effects. That used to not be a thing. Wait, we can okay, it automatically selects the next thing on our overview, so I think we can just hit D. Oh no, you have to hold down D and click on it.
Warp drive active.
Or we could just click on jump while it's targeted. Let's just see what's going on in the rookie help chat.
Warp drive active.
I love how good this game looks now, too. You can actually make it look like a PS1 game if you reduce the settings enough. So you can play Eve on a fairly inexpensive build. Now I'm probably just gonna, if everything's cheap enough, I'm probably just gonna click on buy all instead of like warping around to different areas like perimeter, which is one jump away from Jita. Just because I'm lazy and I'm willing to spend a little bit of ISK to be lazy. I should probably show you how to not be lazy. But for something like a frigate, who cares? It's less than 10 mil. And dock. Oh, someone got wrecked.
Warp drive active.
But there's nothing here. Oh, that was probably somebody trying to gank. It's in local. Oh yeah, we're in G to local, so... it's like Baron's chat from World of Warcraft.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
And when we actually go out to do combat missions, I'll set up my overview the way I like it. That's such a cool looking ship. Kestrel's kind of ugly, but I've grown to love it. Alright, let's do this. Let's Alt F to open up our fitting window. That's actually not a bad fit. It's actually a terrible fit. The lows are all wrong, but we'll deal with that later. Holes and fits. And we already got L1 selected, and there's L1. We'll click on it. And then we can go to open multi-buy down here by how much the ship's supposed to cost. It's still estimated 5.5 mil. We'll open multi-buy. It'll tell us we can do current station, or we can do station
Skill
within
training completed.
the system. But let's do current station. This is the trade hub. It's only 5.2 mil. It'll show you regional averages. Red is you can get a better deal somewhere else. Green, it's a really good deal here. So we can get a better stasis webfire, but it's only 15,000, so I'm not worried about it. You're still saving, like even with 76%, you're only spending 5,000, but you're only saving 10,000 to make a jump or two. Micro warp drive's good, so most of this is in the green. Malkuth we could save a little bit of money on because we're getting 4 of them, but I'm not worried about it. So we're going to click on buy. That'll buy everything. We could also here I'm going to expand this a little bit so you can see more things. I think you can click and there's a way to remove, isn't there? So if I want to buy everything but this enduring state, oh yeah, the X icon. If I want to buy everything but the enduring stasis webfire, I can just remove it and then go look for a better price somewhere else. But before I do that, I would probably view market details and see where the better price is. Yeah, it's much cheaper perimeter, but there's only 2 of them. But like I said, lazy, so buy. Okay, somebody bought out those 2 modules before I got to them. Between searching them on buy orders and actually clicking OK. Same thing with that module. So it automatically updated. Now it's 3 mil, which is close to what the shield extender was anyway. So we'll just click buy again. Oh wow, somebody's buying up all the shield extenders. There we go. Now we have everything in our hangar. Inventory, item hangar. We have all the fit in our hangar, and we have a ship in our ship hangar. We can either go to fit ship, It'll show us one package ships in hangar, one set's a collected fit in the item hangar, and you can actually select if you want to fit the rigs or not. We're going to go ahead and fit the rigs, or we can go to the item hangar, right click on the Kestrel, and go to multi-fit L1, and it'll bring us up to the same prompt. And fit that ship. Now, when we have the L1 opened in our fitting window, you see that we don't have the box that says we can't fly this yet, the way it's intended to be flown. Inventory. I just click and you can right click and you can place an item inside itself. You can right click and find make active, or I just right click and put it out in space, or not right click, left click. And that's a Kestrel. The bread and butter missile frigate. Pretty fun stuff. Now we will open up our cargo again. Kestrel, Alt F. Just click and drag to load our missiles. Otherwise, out in space, it takes 10 seconds, and I don't have 10 seconds to waste. Let's go to sync. Level 1 missions are pretty easy. They're not as easy as the career missions, so you can't be brain dead.
Warp drive active.
So frigates are good for them because they're fast to warp, they're fast in warp, they don't do a whole lot of damage, but they can, I'm going to group my weapons, they don't do a whole lot of damage, but you don't really need to in L1s. They just get to the objective quickly and get out and back to station. Destroyers are considered a little better for certain L1s because they're just a little slower. They have similar tank, but you don't really need that much tank on L1s, and they do buku amounts of damage. Oh, I wanted to update my skill queue, see what I'm training now. Weapons upgrades. If you click on, what am I training at? Weapons upgrades. Knowledge of gunnery computer systems, including the use of weapon upgrade modules, 5% reduction per skill level of the CPU needs of weapon turrets, launchers, and smart bombs. So that'll mean when we fit our ships, they will be less tight on CPU. So we can fit better modules elsewhere. So we will train that. I think there's another one that does power grid. Let's browse for that. That would be under engineering, I think. Advanced weapons upgrades. Power grid needs of turrets and launchers by 2% per skill level. Now we can right click that, show info, go to requirements. We need weapons upgrades 4, which we're training 3, and then so we got 3 days of training if we were going to do that. We don't need to do that. Our ship fits just fine. There's also skills to bring up the ship's power grid naturally. So in conjunction, when we were well over power grid, we could have done things like trained, bring the power grid up, or trained that we can bring the power grid usage of certain modules down, or we could have gotten what's called a implant to help with our power grid needs. That's pretty advanced stuff. Opportunities is flashing. Let's see what it wants. We can join a corporation, buy 25 items from the market, or we can mine reprocess 1,000 M3 of Chaspit. I'm not interested in any of that.
Warp drive active.
And now it's not flashing. I'm going to collapse that. Oh yeah, let's get my overview set up the way I like it. Local, don't really care that much about. I'm just trying to see how many people are in system as much as possible, so I will expand it upward and collapse it leftward. And then you see the right side, I can only see so many people. It will tell you how many people are in local up here, but we'll go to member list settings, compact, and now I can see everybody. Green means they're my corporation. I'm in a starter corp. Oops, I'm in Sank. Dock.
Warp drive active.
And then I will go to where it says show text with small portrait. I'll say show text only. It'll show me more stuff there. Wow, this is actually a quiet day in Sank as far as I know. It's a pretty well-known trade hub, not trade hub, but mission hub, because it has an L4 space lane, which I think you can get L5s with
Docking
as well.
request accepted.
Not sure. I could probably look it up in the agency. I like most of my information being at the bottom of the screen, so I'll get rid of the shields, armor, modules, and I'll put them at the top. But first, let's available to me. Level 1, level 2, and level 4 are not available. They will become available as I do more level 1 missions. Start conversation. We are going to... it doesn't tell me what I'm fighting. So I don't know. I could look it up, but let's just go for it. We're going to get ISK. We're going to complete it within an hour and 40 minutes, so we're going to get more ISK. We're going to get loyalty points, which we can trade in for modules and blueprints or ammo or whatever we want to later, and that's not a lot. So I wouldn't worry about that right away. That'll become your probably main source of ISK if you're going to be running L4 missions as your moneymaker. So we're just going to click on accept. Opportunities collapse. I don't care. Skilling spree, don't care. Route, don't care for now. Oh, it's teaching us to check local. Okay. We can close out that. And we're going to undock. We're going to Tinto. Now, you see we have level 1, 2, and 4. We don't have level 3. Next door in Tinto, there's level 3. So we could go the whole way up within one jump of Sanguison. We can either set destination, or I'm just going to Stargate's Tinto jump.
Drive
or I could have selected it in the overview. So we're going to take the HUD. We're going to go to options and HUD align to top, so I can see stuff. As I target stuff, it's going to be up here, so I want it over to the left. Then I want I'm going to collapse this a little bit. Warp to location.
Warp drive active.
I want what's called D-scan. I'm going to hit Alt-D. It's going to bring up a directional scanner. I'm going to open a separate window and get rid of the scanner overview. Going to move that to the bottom. Going to collapse it a little bit. Lone Pirate. Let's get in on top of him. Fight a pirate, so our faction standings won't go down with Galente. At least not as much. Let's get within 10 kilometers and web them so we do more damage. And then we're in range. I'm gonna slowly shot myself out of range, aren't I? Nope. Let's see how much damage we did with one volley. Oh, he drops stuff. Oh, light missiles. Not gonna use them, but let's take them anyway. Set destination, jump through Stargate.
Warp drive active.
Now, there's certain things I want to keep on my overview, but we're going to filter PvP. So now all I see is chips. I think that'll also show probes and a few other things. But I mostly just want to see the ships. I can scan. There's nothing within. Oh wait, I want angle 360%. Oh, it still shows Stargates, which I'll probably get rid of out of my overview later anyway. We'll right click and dock, or we could have clicked dock.
Warp drive active.
I like having my probe scanner up, which is Alt-P, I think, which brings up the probe scanner interface again. Going to open separate window, get rid of the interface. Shows certain things, maybe some activities we want to do, some cosmic signatures. We can scan those down, and maybe there'll be combat sites. We'll do that later. My cat's driving me nuts. I put that down here. Whoops. We'll do that when we head back out again. Complete. Request. More ISK, more loyalty points, more ISK. 2 out of 5. That means that this is the second mission out of 5 in a row. We'll click on accept. Exit. Undock. I'm going to be running these fairly quickly. I'm going to try to unlock 2s as soon as possible. Now, I do want a PvP eventually. Reload. We're going back to Tinto. So I should concentrate on frigate skills because alpha cruisers are not that great. Alpha frigates aren't that great either, but you know, we can possibly get some action. Now, what do I usually have down? I think I have directional scanner over here, and then I have Corp and Rookie Help down here. That way I can see kind of more. Can I collapse that anymore? Yeah. There we go.
Warp drive active.
Then I'll do the same thing with member list, show compact, show text only. That way I can just see more stuff. Because I'll actually care about Corp and Rookie Help. Oh, he's far away. No, don't kill the mining ship. He's my friend. Compact. Show text. And we're within range. Don't need to be fast anymore. Oh, he's a little tankier. Rockets are so cool. And he drops stuff. Metal scraps. Worthless. Like, you click on them and they're literally worth, like, almost nothing.
Warp drive active.
I'll collapse this a little bit just so I can see everything up here. Alright, cat, knock it off. Which cat is it now? It's Pepper. It shows control towers. I kind of don't care about those, so I'm going to right click, remove control. No, I got to change the filter itself. It shows me everything within 14.3 AUs and 360 degrees around me that is filtered. And then say I want to track something specific. Like, let's find this praxis. Find out where it is. We can see that it's within 180 degrees, so it's the way I'm facing. It's not within 90. We can, look around and yeah, see, now it's within 90. We'll move down. We can also use V. So it's within 60 of there. He's somewhere out in space this way. So we can use the D-scan to kind of look to see where everybody is. Mostly I just care, what's close to me. So I see that there's a bunch of ships that, maybe that praxis is coming to kill me, and I want to see how far away it is. See, it's 14 away, and it's a slow ship. It's a battleship. I can see it coming if I keep on my D-scan. Let's dock. D-scan is your best friend in low-sec and null-sec. You just want to see when things are coming to you or what's in local. You see somebody jump into local chat while you're out in the middle of nowhere PvEing, and you want to know what they're driving. You might be scared if I'm in my Kestrel and I see like a PvP ship like a wolf that can easily take me down, as opposed to like a venture that's just going to be out mining. Or if it is bad, fit for fighting, Pepper, knock it off. We have a good chance of killing it. Alright, we will open up the conversation, complete mission. You see down here standings increased. One other standings affected. We can take a look. So we got 2 mission complete. How do I check to see what else it affected? Well, we could see Vicky is part of Space Lane Patrol, so we'll just go down to, we'll collapse factions, well, we want corporations and agents. Those are all the agents I have standings with. Space Lane Patrol, and we see we got a little bit of a change. It's mostly going to be agent rep, but we do want Space Lane Patrol rep. Wait, let's see, maybe I'm doing this all wrong. Let me open up the agency, because they'll give us a storyline mission after 16 missions, and that'll give you a huge boost to your rep. But for the agents corporation that has the storyline mission, so agency, we're going to filter any type, because I don't know what the storyline missions corporation are, not corporation, but what their type is. Agent level, okay, highest available, I guess, within, I know there's one in the system. Okay, he does belong to Space Lane Patrol, so I'll still get Space Lane Patrol and Caldari rep that way. Pepper. She's like shaking my whole desk because she's up behind the monitor playing with cords. Alright, so this is a really good hub. Plenty of, you got all your levels covered within one system, or within the two systems, and you've got a storyline writing system. So we're pretty good. Let's close out that. Let's start a new mission. Offered. So now Crunch is going to beat up Pepper. Not as much as 10 Banadine. It's only 1 meter. When you're picking up stuff, just make sure that your ship can haul it. I think it'll warn you if you can't haul it when you try to undock. Not as much ISK, not as much loyalty points, but I think that's just because there's no combat. So it shouldn't take us as long. Squeaky. Still Tinto.
Warp drive active.
My cats are complaining because I changed their cat food. I'm gonna change it back because they're complaining a lot. How long have I been streaming? A little over an hour. We're good. I don't want this video to be too long when it goes up on YouTube. So, people don't have to watch, another 3-hour block of me doing boring stuff. And I think I usually have something in the middle here, but I don't remember what it is right now. Boom. I'm going to move this over so it snaps. Move that down so it snaps. And move it back so it's nice and even. Pulse the mic warp drive to get in close. Loot all. Oh, I overshot. That's what we call slingshotting. Oh, they're gonna target me and attack me. Oh no. See, my shields are barely getting dinged. I don't care about attacking them. I just, you get more ISK and you get your loyalty points from completing the missions. Oh, I'm gonna bounce off a rock for a bit. Now I plan on streaming pretty much 100% of this character, but I know that can get boring at times, so I'll probably split that up. Because I'm gonna have longer play sessions.
Docking permission requested.
So I might every time I take a break. Quit streaming. See what we got in Rookie.
Docking request accepted.
We can also turn blink off so it doesn't blink when there's new chats. But I kind of want to keep a little bit of an eye on that kind of stuff. See if I can help people with some questions. Or maybe I have a question myself because I haven't done things. Jackhammer mining. If we get into mining, I'll explain all the mining stuff, but maybe that's what you want to do when you get into Eve, is be an industrialist. And you start with mining and getting your own materials and working your way up that way. Maybe I'll make a mining alpha clone later. Complete mission. See, we're getting ISK again. You know, we're down because we bought ship, but we'll make our ISK back. Wow, even less. Huh. And we're actually going to fight something. That one we just did is the most dangerous we had because there was 3 ships shooting at me. It's not very nice. As you get used to what the missions are and what they entail, I didn't use any
Warp drive active.
Rocket's last mission. You'll know which ones that you kind of want to skip, or you know, you only got half an hour left of your playtime, and this mission takes 40 minutes, so you'll know to not take it and stuff like that. You can also use websites like Eve Survival to look up missions, to get objectives, what you'll be fighting, what kind of damage the pirates are going to be doing to you, what kind of damage you should do to the pirates, things of that nature.
Warp drive active.
When we get into PvP later, I'll probably introduce you to Doteland, which is a good map program, or not map program, but map website. It'll show you a lot of information really quickly. I hate the in-game map. Now, this pirate should automatically spawn, but I'm going to approach just in case it's a proximity thing. I just got a text I have to carry in groceries, so after this mission, I'll take a break. Drop me loot. Like I said, in that triangle, if there's a box, it's got loot. Metal scraps, worthless.
Warp drive active.
But that's mission running in a nutshell. L1s are a good introduction to it. They're quick. You do them in a cheap frigate. You know, I did a 5mm frigate. I could probably have gone cheaper. Oh, I got bounties. Neat. And you can have fun doing them. They're not that boring, right? Right? I'm just making this way so I can get a decent PvP ship after I got the skills for it.
Warp drive active.
We should, with an alpha clone Kestrel, be doing 100 DPS with rockets. With a decent tank. What's my EHP at? We'll look. Alt F. 4.6k. That's respectable. We'll bring it up with skills.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
And after we can lose the power grid rig, here, let's take a look. After we'll simulate our fit, we will remove our power grid rig. We will find type in browser, and we'll add another one. We'll have over 5k EHP after we can get 6% more power grid. Like that. I don't want to save it. At least not yet. What? Yes. Alright. And then we will complete mission. Get our loyalty points and our ISK. See, we're already back up to a little over a mil. That'll keep us in rockets for sure. And we can take a look at the L2 guy. Show info. And we can see standings. We are at 0.09. Well, we're actually at 0.3 with Caldari State, so we'll probably want to increase that. We'll probably increase space lane patrol faster, though. And for level 2 missions, what do I need? Agency. How do I look that up? Oh, it's probably in character sheet. Character, maybe. I should change my home station. Where is it? Standings. Oh, I could probably just click on this. No. Okay. Okay, it's interactions. Perfect. Maybe it'll show me. Oh no, I'll figure it out next time. Because I gotta go bring groceries in. Thanks for watching.